This is Druid4574 back again with Mechwarrior 2 Beginner's Pilot Training. We're using the games method. And in the last video, I created a pilot for Jade Falcon Clan, and we're going to be very honorable and create a pilot now for Wolf Clan, and fight for both simultaneously, at least during this training. I think that will be amusing. Again, with the screwy screen, I'm not sure what's up with that.
We are Clan Wolf, children of Kerensky. We carry the honor of his name on our shoulders as our fathers did before. The remembrance speaks to us of the evil in man's will, of the reasons for exodus and the rights of the traveler. Arcadia is our destiny and our right. Enlightenment is our gift. By the blood names of the founders, we must return and protect that which is unique among the stars. Terra awaits us as it was written. We are the last of the Wardens, the sole hope for the Earth.
Register Simcoe identity.
Okay, so I'm going to create a pilot for Wolf Clan here with myself again, 4570. Oh, and I can't use my laptop's number pad because there are so many keys mapped out for this game. Well, I can't use it because they're for other things. Also, it was pretty challenging to map the keys for my recording software because there are so many secondary commands, which I'll show in a little bit here, I think. So let's start this. Again, it's the same basic idea. You're just in a different clan hall, and their training is identical. However, they changed the backgrounds and the animation at the start room here a little bit, but it's the exact same thing. It's just they didn't change anything between the two programs. So next we get to do weapons uses. The first time we get to fire some actual weapons in the game. Let's get on that.
Okay, Toad. Follow me to Nav Alpha on the gunnery range. It is time to see how you handle a mech weapon system. Keep your shots true, Scrub, and do not even think of making a mistake. You have live rounds in that mech.
Probably best not to point my targeting reticle at the instructor. I think he would get angry if I shot him. Okay, so we'll head to the first group of targets.
Shoot the stationary target, Scrub.
Sounds easy.
Feel free to approach the targets if you find them difficult to hit. Your secret is safe with me. I will not tell a soul of your incompetence. Trust me. In this mission, you may find the optical magnification function useful. The Z button on the left of the cockpit increases the value of the zoom. Shift Z decreases the value.
Well, thank you, instructor, for your confidence in me. So I'll demonstrate that zoom here. It's difficult to set it in between, but when I use it, I usually use maximum or minimum. Anyway, let's attack the targets. So notice that they've given us two weapons here, two plasma lasers, and you can switch between them by hitting the Enter key. That's your weapon switch button, and I'll talk more about stuff like that later. I'm going to set my weapons to group fire, because right now they're on single fire, and it fires one and then the other. With grouped, it fires both at the same time, and that'll be useful for the last part of this mission especially. So notice that I can also turn my torso while walking.
External camera engaged.
And that lets you shoot to the left and right at enemies. So I'm going to do this while moving because it's good practice. Let's practice my precision here a little bit, because that always helps.
Nice work for a free birth. Now go to Nav Gamma and shoot the moving targets.
The forward slash key recenters your torso. FYI. So let's see, you can also, by holding down the control key and using the arrow keys, you can also look around in any torso position, and then again the forward slash key returns to the center position. These targets are moving. This will be difficult, so I'm going to zoom in a little bit. Tricky. I suck. Okay. I gotta get closer. Now you'll notice that that indicator on the bottom of the screen, the heat, is going up as I use my weapons. That becomes much more important in battle. Basically, you have to keep an eye on it, and if it goes into the red zone, you have to keep a closer eye on it. And if it goes to fully red, then you run a very high risk of your mech exploding on you.
Now line up between the flags at Nav Delta and prepare to run the gauntlet. Await my go. Remember, this course is designed to train you in the use of independent torso twist while shooting. You will not finish if you do not twist your torso to fire upon the targets. The red flags at Nav Epsilon mark the end of the course. To be successful, you must not only destroy all the targets, but you must also finish under time.
Got it. Okay, so I was not able to complete this part of the training for literally years after I started playing this game, and I don't know why. Maybe I just sucked at mouse use or something. Let's start.
Good. On my mark. 4, 3, 2, 1, go!
I'm going to set my throttle as high as I dare. I'm going to start with 4, and then switch left and right to attempt to destroy the targets. I'm going to speed up a little bit here, because I'm managing to shoot faster than I'm moving. 6 on the throttle. Only 2 targets left. Full throttle. Let's get through that gate before the time ends.
Satisfactory work, Cadet.
Ooh.
You have displayed an acceptable mastery of the onboard weapon systems. I am very happy.
Well, thank you, Mr. Instructor.
Incoming message. Training command.
Oh, whoops.
Proceed to Nav Zeta and dock at Mech Bay 1.
I false started there a little bit. I don't think the game cares.
Mission successful.
Okay, that was weapons training. Basic weapons. Weapons usage, excuse me. Okay, so let's do the next training mission. That would be hunting.
Okay, Wet Nose. Follow me to Nav Alpha. Today you are to engage and destroy your first Battlemech. Before you get too excited, Scrub, do clan would risk a state-of-the-art machine on a worthless cadet like you. Out there at Nav Beta is a drone mech. It is not fast, and it has outdated weapons. Nonetheless, it is dangerous to fleshy-headed mutants like yourself. Kill it, and meet me at Nav Gamma.
The instructor has lots to say on this one, so I'll keep quiet until he's done with his whole spiel.
For this mission, you will need to use the advanced functions of your targeting computer. Hit E to target the nearest enemy, in this case, the drone at Nav Beta. Do not panic, Wet Nose. The drone is shut down, so you are unable to target him now. Get closer and then try. Once an enemy is targeted, try engaging the target camera by hitting F4.
Okay, is your spiel done? Okay, so you'll notice that they gave us two different types of weapons this time, new ones that we haven't seen before. So medium lasers, that's the M laser there at the top, the one and 2, and they look like this. Now, previously we were using small plasma lasers. Those are shorter range, so it goes in order of range, small, medium, large. And they have other things that I'll talk about later, other changes. So you also see this machine gun here, which I have highlighted. And it's infamous for being the worst weapon in the game. But you'll get to see me use it in campaign combat, because I will demonstrate each of the weapon types at least once in campaign combat. I want to showcase all the weapons in this game instead of just using my favorite ones. So, because we have two different types of weapons with vastly different ranges, the M gun has very short, less than 500 meters, I think, and medium lasers have less than 500 meters, less than 250 meters, I think. And the medium lasers have about 500 meters range. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to group weapons. This is one of the advanced controls. Ooh, I'd better target him. Hit enemy, or E key right there. So you can switch weapons groups. I'm going to go this way because you'll probably start shooting. You can switch weapons groups by by holding down Shift and then hitting 1, 2, or 3. You can have up to 3 weapons groups in the original game. So I'm going to hit Shift 2 to put the machine gun into group 2. And you can still switch between all the weapons by hitting Enter, and I've mapped my right mouse button to switch between groups, which I find a lot faster than switching between all the weapons, since when I group the weapons I tend to do it by range. So I find that useful. And I don't think I mentioned in a previous video that Alt Fire is the / key, so that's the default map for that one. So I should probably attack this guy and get on with it. Now you'll notice when I shoot him there that this particular camera has, it shows a damage level of his armor. It's not very accurate, but you can get an idea of what's damaged and what isn't. And he did shoot me, so let's look at my mech. I like to use this HTAL setting, and that's default mapped to the F6 key. That gives you a little better idea of what your own armor levels are. So head is your mech's head, your cockpit. T is the torso, so the longer bars there represent the left, center, and right frontal armor, and the shorter bars are the armor on the back of the torso. And then arms, of course, are the arms, and L for the legs. And the instructor did say I could switch to my targeting camera by hitting F4, so that's what that does. Honestly, I prefer the wireframe because it gives me that armor level more easily. Now there is a funny thing, as parts of a mech get more badly damaged, they do tend to darken with this camera on. I don't find it as useful as using the wireframe, even though it doesn't quite look as pretty, so. And I'm going to run into a building here. Okay, anyway, getting on with it. There, you see I tried to use my weapons too fast. They're, each weapon has a recharge rate. The laser weapons are especially slow. And also missile weapons, which you'll see later, take a long time to reload. Oops. I blow off your arm. I'll use that machine gun here a little bit, because he's just kind of going in circles. Oops, I blew off your other arm. Ooh.
Enemy mech destroyed. External camera engaged.
Okay, so that was our first mech that we destroyed. Let's go back to the instructor.
Proceed to Nav Delta and dock at Mech Bay 6.
Oh, look at that. They have an animation on the flag there. I don't remember that. It's probably because I have the resolution settings set to the maximum. I remember having frame rate issues on that ancient computer I used to play this game on, so I kept the resolution low. Remarkably, at full resolution, you can get about 480p out of it.
Mission successful.
Sweet. Okay, so that was the hunting training mission. Thank you for joining me. And I hope to see you next time for the final 2 basic training missions, inspection and trial. Thank you for watching.